Hey y'all, Heather here with Heather's Country Crochet. How's everybody doing? It's time to talk about some whips and finished objects. So, I have not gotten very much accomplished this past week at all. um, I am lagging bad. Um, However, I do have one finished object, and the rest is all still sitting on my needles or hooks. So, I'm going to show y'all the finished object. I've already showed where I had finished my very first knitted sock. Now, there's two. I completely finished a pair of knitted socks, and they are for my mother. I do not have sock blockers, y'all, so I can't show them on a sock blocker. I'm sorry. I do plan to try to get me some so that I can put my socks on sock blockers, but I don't have any at the moment. So, I started these with a full 100 gram skein of yarn or hank that I had caked up, and that is what I have left. So, I weighed this just to see how many grams was left in this, and it's 32 grams. So it took 68 grams, no, 68 grams for me to knit my mother a pair of socks. Her feet are so teeny tiny. She has like kid feet. But that's okay. I could actually knit a whole nother pair if I wanted, because I have a whole nother skein of this yarn. So I may try to make my sister a pair to match. Give them to her for Christmas or something. So that is my finished object. My one and only finished object. I wanted to talk about this here. This is some yarn that I had got in, and if you watched my video that I posted a couple of days ago, you've already seen this. But I ordered this yarn from Wild Poppy Yarns. It was a yarn place that I found on Instagram. I think in my other video I said Etsy, and I misquoted that. It was Instagram that I found this on. And she sent me a little set of minis, and this was in there. And then this, I had ordered like a mystery box or whatever from her. And y'all, this yarn is just absolutely gorgeous to me. And I think that these would go awesome together. So I am probably going to, or actually I am going to start me a pair of socks with these colors. Now, I do not know yet if I'm going to crochet them or if I'm going to knit them, but I do know that I'm going to do the heels, toe, and cuff in, I'm actually probably going to have to knit them for this to be enough to do heels, toe, and cuff. Because this is a 20 gram mini, and this is a 100 gram skein. So if I'm going to do heels, toe, and cuff and the contrasting color, I'm probably going to have to knit them. But I am definitely going to put these together because I think they are going to make a beautiful pair of socks. So I have not caked these up yet to start it, but it is a plan. So I am going to do that. Now, as for this, I have actually decided that instead of doing these this way, I'm going to take this back off of this needle here, and I'm going to try to see if I can do them I'm either going to try to do them the 2 at a time and have them that way, or try to do them toe up rather than this way. So we'll see how that goes. I just decided that when I first started making these, I didn't really know exactly who I was going to make it for, but my husband's wanting a pair, and since it's blue yarn, I think I'm going to try to make him a pair, but I want to learn how to do the toe up socks, so I may do that. I may just do it toe up and see how that goes. So this is going to be frogged and restarted. So y'all will get to see that again next week to see how that turns out. See, this is the bag that I'm keeping this yarn in. A little project bag. And y'all, these bags, all of these, this one, and this one, I got all from my Avon days when I sold Avon. So they're all just makeup bags. But they are perfect for sock progress bags. So, yeah. But now, as for the color yarn that I got from Annie's, in the pattern that Annie sent, it calls for either DPN's magic loop or 2 circular needles to knit the socks. Well, I'm not real good with any of that. The DPNs, that is just, that's hard to do. Very hard to do, because they want you to use, they want you to do it on 3 DPNs while you knit with the 4th. And it's easier if you do it with 4 DPNs and knit with the 5th. But where the stitches are separated from each different DPN, and for anybody that doesn't know what DPN is, it's double pointed needle. I get ladders. And what that is it's just a gap in the stitches. So I don't like doing it because I cannot, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's that I can't get my tension right, and that's probably what it is. But I don't know. So I don't like doing DPN. Magic loop is the same way, because magic loop, you're using a long needle and you have half your stitches on one and half your stitches on the other. So you've still got that break on both ends. So I get ladders on both ends. So that just doesn't work for me either. The best thing that I have found so far for me that works is the 9-inch circulars. But the 9-inch circulars are so small that they kill my fingers. So I can't knit with them for very long periods of time. So And the 2-inch circulars, that's going to be the same thing with like the magic loop. You're still going to have ladders on 2 ends because you do it basically the same way as the magic loop. You have half your stitches on one circular needle and half your stitches on the other. I've watched all those tutorials. um, but I'm going to try to see if I can somehow, because I like this pattern. I like the way that sock looks. So I'm going to try and see if I can somehow get it to work for me on a 9-inch circular needle. However, the 9-inch circular needle that I have is a 2.25 millimeter, a US 1. This pattern calls for a 2.5 millimeter, 1.5, USU 1.5. So, I don't know. Maybe I can make it work. Maybe if I use the 2.25 and then knit the large size or something. Maybe it'll be big enough. I don't know. We'll just have to see. So that's my plans for this. So it's staying in a progress bag or a project bag, not progress. It's staying in a project bag because I do want to do something with it. I had started it with magic loop and somehow or another I wound up with an extra stitch. I have no idea how that happened. So I had to frog it back. And then I thought about trying to start it toe up on magic loop. And, but then I changed my mind because I really want to try doing the pattern that was sent with the yarn from Annie's. So I don't know, it may just take me a while. That's like 3 different socks that I'm going to be working on. Another thing that I've been working on, actively working on, when I say working on, that's what I mean, actively working on, is this Bag O' Day pattern, hat pattern. And I still got a ways to go, but I started this hat with some hand-dyed yarn that I had caked up. I've caked up, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but right here, I caked up some yarn, and then right there's the other ball to the pink from the socks that I made, and here's 2 more of the blue that I'm going to make those socks out of. And then this one here and these over here are some hand-dyed yarns that I bought from Hobby Lobby during their clearance or whatever sale that they had. So I had caked it up, and I plan on making hats out of all of them. Well, all of the Hobby Lobby yarn anyway. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with the other blue yarn yet, because I definitely don't want to make 3 pair of blue socks. But anyway, I am making this. It's just her basic beanie hat. So I've gotten that far with it. Like I said, still got a little bit of a ways to go on it, but I like the way that it's turning out, and I know my camera is blowing those colors out, but there's some oranges and some pinks and blues, brown, touches of brown, not a lot, black, and then where like the pink and the oranges run together, it turns it like kind of a red, but like a dull red. So yeah, it's just a very busy yarn. So I wanted to do a hat pattern that would not really, so where the yarn, it didn't really, matter about like a stitch pattern or anything. So that's what I did. So I used one of Crystal over at Bag of Days pattern for that. Excuse me, y'all. My throat's been hurting for a couple days. And nowadays, I don't know if it's just hurting or if it's because of my thyroid. So, um, just have to go with it. Excuse me. I have not done this month's square for the year-long calendar blanket from Jada and Stitches yet because I've been focusing so much on all this knitting. So I haven't had time yet to do it, but I'm going to. And when I do, because she has released the pattern, she did release it a week later than usual because she had went out of town. But when I do it, I will show it because it is a cool square this month. It's a Tunisian basket weave. It's awesome. I have shown this before. Spring, the fiber enthusiast did a crochet along, the Turbulent Skies cow. Well, the crochet along is over now, but I had decided that I wanted to make another one using some different yarn. So this is what I have so far. It's not finished. I have the last part left to do on it. But y'all, those colors are gorgeous. And this one, because I used a thicker weight yarn and a bigger needle, it's showing the stitches better. It is bigger the way that I wanted it to be. And so I'm just loving it. I am loving it. I love those colors. It's Karen Cakes, y'all. Karen Cakes is where it's at. I love Karen Cakes. They make everything awesome. To me, anyway. So that's my progress on that. So I should be finished with that next week for the next week's video. I've had some people asking me what I do with my anniversary cakes. So, I mostly make blankets out of my anniversary cakes. This is one of them that I am making right now. And this is the moss stitch that I'm doing it in. But that's what I have so far. And that's about a half a cake. Half of one cake. So I really I make them basically, throw size, width wise, but then length, I use 2 cakes to do the length because my husband, even though I'm really short, my husband's really tall, and my son is taller than me too. He's not quite as tall as my husband yet, but he may get there because he's tall. But both of them complain if I don't make the blankets long enough that it goes from here all the way and covers their feet. So I use 2 cakes when I make one of the blankets. That way they are long enough to cover them. Even when I do my scrap blankets, I have to do them the same way. But I basically do my scrap blankets pretty much the same way. I just do them like throw width and then make them long enough that they'll fit them lengthwise. Okay, last thing that I've been actively working on, and I have not made that much progress on this since, I don't know, I may have made a little bit of progress since I showed it last week. But this is my sweater that I'm knitting. So I have my sleeves tied off right now to be able to work the body part. Trying to make sure that my needles don't come out down here. But I've done that much of the body past the sleeves. So yeah. So I've done a little bit. I love the way that it's turning out though. I love this color, and I'm very satisfied with it so far. I did not know if I was going to be able to do this or not. And honestly, had it not been for the tutorial that I'm following, I probably wouldn't have been able to. But, you know, it is what it is. So, that is all of my WIPs and FOs for this week. However, there is a knit along, a mystery knit along that I have joined, and it's the pattern's actually not going to come out until I think the first week of October. So I still have a little bit of time to get my yarn for it. You have to have 3 different colors, a main color, and I think 2 accent colors, something like that. But we do know that it's going to be a shawl. It is the Stephen West, I believe, knit along that he does. Over, I want to say it's West Knits. Maybe on, I know it's on Ravelry because that's where I had to go and get the pattern. So, if anybody else wants to join in on that, I will link that info below because I believe there's still time since the first clue is not being released until the first week of October. So, that's all I've got for y'all this week, y'all. I know it's not a lot, and I don't know. It's just been slow going this week for me. Oh, and I am working on a diamond painting for my son, but I'm working on it at work, and so it's not here. It is at work, so I do not have it to show, but I will show it when I finish it because I'm almost done. I'll probably finish it tomorrow. So, yeah. All right. Well, I will see y'all in my next video. I hope y'all have enjoyed this, and leave any comments about any advice from any of the projects that I have shown. Tell me what y'all think about them. If y'all have any advice for any of the sock stuff, please leave that below. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.